Hello developers, welcome back to today's new tutorial. We unleashing the magic of jQuery. So an introduction to the library that has revolutionized web development. So whether you are a seasoned developer or just starting out, so join me as explore the fundamentals, set up our environment and witness the power of jQuery in action. So let's get started in the new world of jQuery together. So first of all, I'm discuss the what is jQuery. jQuery is a JavaScript library. So jQuery greatly simplifies JavaScript programming, and jQuery is easy to learn. And jQuery also simplify a lot of complicated things from JavaScript like AJAX and calls DOM manipulations. So the jQuery library contains the following feature. So HTML, CSS manipulations, HTML event methods, effects and animation, and AJAX are in units. So why jQuery? There are a lots of JavaScript library out there, but jQuery is probably the most popular and also the most extendable. So many biggest companies of the web jQuery such as Google, Microsoft, IBM, Netflix. So now in this tutorial starting, but before I am adding in your web pages, so there are several ways to start using jQuery on your website. You can download the jQuery library from jQuery.com or include jQuery from a CDN like Google. So in this tutorial, I am already created and download the CDN from Google, and then this is the style.cs file and this is the introduction.js file. Okay, and now I am starting in this main program for HTML file. So let's start it. So first I am created the HTML from. So first created is the div for body tag inside. So create is div, and then div ID. It's a simple example of introduction the jQuery. So ID, and then ID is the magic container. Magic container, and then create I am the h1 tag. It's h1, and then h1 tag is the welcome to the world and of jQuery. So and then I'm also create the paragraph tag is p4, and then create is let the magic begin. Okay, then save this code and complete the HTML file. And now I am create the CSS file for jQuery tutorial. So first time create the body section is body, and then curly braces. So first time create for display, and okay, and then display is flex. And now I am create the align items is center, and then I am create the justify content is justify content for center, and Then I am create for height is 100 VS, and then I am create for margin is 0, and also create the background color is, so first time create hash F0 F0 and F0. So now complete the body tag, and I am create for the magic container. So first time create is for magic and create for container, and then curly braces and create for text align is center, and then create for the padding. Okay, it's padding. Padding is 20 pixel, and then create for background color is first time create hash, and color is 349 and DB. Okay, and I am also create is the color is white. Okay, and then I am last one create the hash is magic container, magic container, and curly braces, then create for is margin bottom is 10 pixel, and then semicolon. So complete the style.css file, and I am now create the main coding for jQuery is the introduction.js file. So style.css file, before we immerse ourselves in jQuery magic, so let's set the stage. Our HTML include container for the magic, and the CSS file provides a visually appealing layout. So now let's add the enhancement of jQuery to our project and within its transformative power. So now I am create the, let witness the magic of jQuery in action. With just a few lines of code, we hide our container, fade it in, and dynamically change the text. So now I'm created the jQuery introduction. So first time create is $sign, and then create for document, and then create for dot ready method ready, and then create for function. Okay, and then create parentheses and then curly braces. Okay, and now I am create the unveiling the magic of jQuery. So now I am again create for $sign, and then create is parentheses and single quotations. Okay, and now I am create for hash is magic container, and then create for dot is hide method, and then create for dot is fade in. Okay, and then create is 1000, and create for function, and create again parentheses, then create for curly braces, and Now I am create for again $sign and create for p tag is p, and then create for dot is text, and then single quotations for behold the magic of jQuery. Okay, and complete my code, and last one the semicolon, and in this line again semicolon. Okay, so the jQuery empowers us to create the engaging and interactive web experience effortlessly. So welcome to the world of jQuery. So now save this code, and in this code again save, and the HTML file in again save. So let me run this code. Okay. So finally printed. So let me run this code, and this is the result. So welcome to the world of jQuery, and the magic has begun. So finally completed my first project, the jQuery. So in this tutorial, I am fully discuss the unveiling the magic of jQuery and introduction demonstrated with the HTML and CSS integration. So jQuery simplifies complex operations and bring a touch of magic to web development. So this is just the beginning of our journey with jQuery. Stay tuned for more enhancing discoveries. So thank you for watching and happy coding. Hello developers, welcome back to today's tutorial. We are embarked on the exciting journey of jQuery. So getting started with here, you are new to jQuery or looking for a refresher. So join me as we explore the basic. So set up our environment and take our first steps in the world of jQuery. So let's get started together. So first I am setting the stage for HTML file. So this the jQuery CDN file and link, and this is the jQuery.js file and is link up the style.css. So now I am just starting the coding for the body structure. So first I am create the div. Okay, and now I am create the div ID. Okay, ID is the message, and then create for hello jQuery. Okay, then so the complete the HTML code and save this code. Just it's get started in this jQuery. So now I am create the style.css file. So in this CSS file, we dive into the world of jQuery. Let's start the stage. Our HTML includes a message element and the CSS file, providing a clean and engaging layout. So now I am create firstly the body, and then curly braces, and now I'm create for display is flex. Okay, then I'm create for align items is center, and then I'm create for the justify content for center, and then create for height is 100 vh, and then I'm create for the margin is 0, okay, 0, and then I'm create for the background color, okay, background color is horizontal is 0 f 0 f 0 f, okay. And now I am the main coding for the message is first time create hash and then message, and then create for the padding, okay, and then create for is a padding is 20 pixel, and then create for background color is hash is 3498 TB, okay. And then I'm create for text align is center, and then color is white, okay. So complete the style.css file and save this code. And now in this code, now it's add the magic of jQuery to our project and get started. And now I'm create the jQuery get started. So now let's witness the power of jQuery in action with just a few lines of code. So now I am create the dollar sign and create for document, okay, and then create for dot ready, and then create for functions, okay, and then create for parentheses and curly braces. So now I'm create the getting started with jQuery. So let's start. First time create the dollar sign and then create for parentheses for single quotation is message, and then create for dot height, okay, and parentheses, then create for padding, okay, it's 1000, and now I am create for the dot css, okay, and its parentheses for single quotation is the font size, and then create is for 24 pixel, its single quotations, okay, then semicolon, and now again create the semicolon. So in this code we hide the message, fade it in, and adjust its font size. So jQuery specifies these operations and adds a touch of elegance to our web project. So save this code and save and save. So let me run this code, okay. As you can see, the result is printed is hello jQuery. So let's take our first step in the world of jQuery. So in this jQuery tutorial, I am cover the embarking on the journey of jQuery, getting started, demonstrate with the live HTML and CSS integration. So jQuery empowers us to create dynamic and interactive web experience and easy. This is just the beginning of a journey with jQuery, so stay tuned for more exciting adventure. So thank you for watching and happy coding. Hello everyone, welcome back to today's tutorial. We embark on a journey to master jQuery syntax. So what better way to learn than about a hands-on approach? So join me as we integrate jQuery with HTML and CSS, unlocking the power of dynamic web development elements. So let's get started into the syntax and create a captivating experience together. So first I'm created the and set up for index.html. So first I'm created for body tag inside is first I'm create is div, and then create for div class is box. Okay, then I am create is id, and id is for target box. Okay, and then I am create for the hello jQuery. Okay, then and now I am also create the button is button, and then closing, and then button id is for animate button. Okay, and then it's create for animate. Okay, then complete this code, and now I am created the style.css. So in this body I am previous video title is created, and now I am just created for the box syntax. So first I am create for the box. Okay, then parenthesis. This before we dive into jQuery, let's start this test. We have a simple HTML structure with a box and a button. So styled with CSS for visual approval. So now I am created box for CSS file. So first time create box width is 200 pixel. Then I am create for height. Height is again 200 pixel, and then create is for background color is the ground color is first time create is hash, and create for 3 4 9 8 and db. So and then create for is color is okay, and then create for display is flex. Okay, and now I'm create for align items is center, and create for the justify content is center, and then create for the font size is 18 pixel, and then also create for the margin is margin bottom is 20 pixel. So complete the box, and now I am create the button, and then curly braces, and create for padding is 10 pixel, and then font size is 16 pixel, and then create for is cursor is pointer. Okay, then complete this CSS code and save. So in this code, for don't forget to include the jQuery library in the head of your HTML file. So now let's the magic with jQuery for style.css file. And now I am making the box for the jQuery syntax. So first time create for $sign, and create for the document. Okay, and then create for ready method. Okay, ready, and ready for function, and then create for parentheses, and then create is curly braces. So now I am create the jQuery syntax for making the box. So first I am create for dollar sign and create for single quotations, and hash is animate for button, and then create for dot click method, click, and then create for functions, and then parentheses, then curly braces, and again create for dollar sign, and then create for single quotations, and hash is the target box. Okay, it's target box, and then create for dot animate. Okay, and then parentheses, and then curly braces. Okay, and now I am create the in this opacity is opacity, then clone for 0.5, and then create for margin left, margin left for the 50 pixel. Okay, and then create for the font size. Font size is in this font size is single quotations for 24 pixel, and last one I am create the comma and create for 1000, and then semicolon, and it's again semicolon. So in this here with the magic happens, we work our jQuery code, so $document.ready functions to ensure it execute when the DOM is fully loaded. So when the animate button is clicked, we use the animate method on the target box, making with changes in opacity. So save this code, and it's saved. Okay, so let me run this code. So as you can see, the result is printed. So now I am click the animate button, and dynamically, so now I'm click, it changed it. The hello jQuery is changed. So first I am create the animate, and it's changed. So this is completely working. So again I am click the animate button. Okay, so it's a dynamic experience for jQuery. So in this tutorial, and there you have it, the mastering jQuery syntax with a live HTML and CSS integration. So we have created a dynamic box with our web elements, and this is just the beginning. So jQuery syntax opens door to endless possibilities in your web development. So thank you for watching, and happy coding. Hello developers, welcome back to today's tutorial. We are unraveling the magic of jQuery selectors, a powerful tool that lets us target and manipulate elements effortlessly. So join me on this journey as we integrate jQuery selectors with HTML and CSS to create a mesmerizing web experience. So let's dive into the world of selectors and witness the magic unfold. So let's get started. So first I am created the HTML file. So in this file, before we dive into the magic of jQuery selectors, so let's start it in this stage. So we have a simple HTML structure with a now create for container heading, highlighted paragraph and a unordered list. So let's start it. So first time create for div, okay, and then I am create for div class. Okay, class is container, and then create for is h1 tag. Okay, and then h1 is the welcome to the magic of selectors, and now I am create for p tag. Okay, p tag is the class is the highlight, and then create is for this text will be highlighted. Okay, and then I am create for unordered list is for, okay, and then unordered list is first time create for list and closing. Then first list is item is 1, and in this line for copy and just paste. Okay, and now again paste. Okay, then I am just change the item list 3. So its class is for selected for item 3. Okay, it's 2 and it's 4. Okay, and complete the unordered list. So save this code, and now I am create the CSS file as some styling for visual apparel, so it's bring the magic with jQuery. So let's create. I am almost created the body tag, body HTML. So now I am create the container. So dot container, and then created for curly braces and create for text align is center. Okay, and now I am create for the highlight, and parenthesis, then create for color is for first time create is hash, and create for E74 in this color is 74 C3 C. So now I am create for font weight is bold. Okay, then complete. So in this not, okay, So save this code. And now I am create the main jQuery code. So in this jQuery code, now let's the witness the magic of jQuery selector in action. So we start by selecting the first time created the $sign and then create for document. Okay, and then create for ready method, ready, and its functions. Okay, and then parentheses and then curly braces. So now I'm create a jQuery for analyzing the power. So create for dollar and parentheses for single quotation is h1 and now create for .css and its for single quotations is for color and then create for color is first time create hash and create for is 3498 D and B. So then semicolon. So its line means the selecting the element name. And now I am also create for dollar and then create for parentheses for single quotations is for dot highlight and then create for dot padding and then is for 2000 and its line means for the selecting by class. And now I am again create for $sign and create for unordered list for ul is li and clone for selected and then create for .css and create for single quotations is background color background color and then create is the color is first time create hash and 2 for ECC and 7 1. So this line is selecting the unordered list. So then semicolon and in this line is again semicolon. So in this jQuery then we select element with the class highlight and apply a fade out effect. So finally you select the selected list item and give it the so save this code and in this code save and again save. So let me run this code. So as you can see the result is printed. So it's a color is blue, background color is white, so just glimpses of the power of jQuery selector. It's red and its color is for blue. Okay. So in this tutorial and there you have it, the unveiling the magic of jQuery selectors with HTML and CSS integration. So in this for jQuery tutorials for selecting and manipulating elements has never been this easy. So jQuery selectors open doors to a world of possibilities in dynamic web development. So thank you for watching and happy coding. Hello programmers, welcome back to today's tutorial. We embark on a journey to master jQuery event methods. So an exciting realm where we bring our web pages to life with interactive experience. So join me as we integrate jQuery event methods with HTML and CSS to create an engaging web adventure. So let's dive into the world of events and unleash the interactive magic. So first of all, I am create the index.html. So before we dive into jQuery events method, so let's start it with the stage. So we have a simple HTML structure and create for a button and result div. So now I'm create the button. So first I'm create is button and then closing and is button ID is for hover and button. So then create is the hover for me. Okay. And now I am create the div. So first create div starting and closing. And now create is div ID is equal for result. Okay. And then create for event result. Result will appear here. Okay. And then this code is saved. So in this code, they created the simple hover button and the result for div. So now I am create the CSS file, add some style for visual appear. So now created. So first time create and I'm already created the body. So now I'm create for the button. So first time create is button and then curly braces and create for padding is padding for 10 pixel and then create for font size is 16 pixel. Okay, and then create for cursor is pointer. Okay, and then I am create for result and then curly braces and now I'm create for margin top is 20 pixel and then create for font size is 18 pixel and then I am create for font for weight is the bold. Okay, then save and in this code now let's infuse interactivity with jQuery event methods. So now I am create the jQuery event methods in action for. So we use the mouse enter event on the button to change the text in the result div when hovered over. So now I'm create the basic structure. So first time create is $sign and create for document and then create for dot ready method and create for function. Okay, and then parentheses and curly braces. And now I'm creating the jQuery event methods. So first I'm create for $sign and then create for parentheses single quotation and hash is for hover button and then create for dot mouse enter enter, and then create for function and create parentheses and again for curly braces. So now I'm create for dollar sign and then parentheses for result and for dot text is single quotations for you hovered over the button. Okay, then semicolon. And now I am create for again is dollar sign and then create parentheses single quotations for hover button and then create for dot mouse enter for function. Okay, and then parentheses and then create for curly braces for again is dollar sign and then parentheses single quotations and hash, then create is hashtag, then result and create for dot for text and create for then enter result will appear here. Okay, and then semicolon and again semicolon. So this semicolon. So save this code, and in this code similarly the mouse leave event reset the text when the mouse leaves the button. So it's simple example. So now let me run this code. Okay, and again save this code. Okay, now let me run this code. So as you can see, the result is printed. It's the mouse leave the button, it's hover. So it's a simple example, but the possibilities are endless. So it's hover, mouse click for hover. So this is the final result for the event methods. So in this tutorial, I am created for the dynamic jQuery event methods for create for hover me and event result will appear here. So in this tutorial, the mastering jQuery event methods with a live HTML and CSS integration. So we just scratch the surface of the interactive world jQuery being to the table. So jQuery event methods open up a realm of possibilities for creating dynamic and engaging web experience. So thank you for watching and happy coding. Hello coders, welcome back to today's tutorial. We are diving into the world of jQuery hide and slow, a powerful tool that lets us create dynamic and interactive web elements. So join me in this exploration as we integrate for jQuery hide and slow and with HTML and CSS to bring elements to life. So let's unveil the magic of hiding and slow with jQuery. So first of all, I am create the jQuery hide and slow. So let's state we have a simple HTML structure and we create the button to hide and slow an element. So let's create it. So now I'm create for is button and then closing, and it's for button ID is for hide button, and then create for the hide element, and then I am now create for again button and then closing, and now is button ID is the slow button, and then create for the slow is show button. It's not slow, it's show button. So show element. Okay, and then now I'm create for div. It's div, then closing, and now I'm create for div ID is for the target is element. Okay, and then create for the I am the hidden or show element. Okay, then complete the HTML code, and in this code the simply created the HTML structure with button to hold, hide and show an element. So now I am the CSS file, add some styling for visual appear. So now created. So first I am almost created the body section, and now I am create the button, and then its color braces. So its margin is for 0 or 10 pixel, and now I am create the padding is 10 pixel. Okay, and then now I'm create for font size is 16 pixel, and now I'm create for cursor is pointer. So now complete the button, and now I'm create the for target element, and then curly braces, and now I'm again create for margin is top. Okay, margin top is 20 pixel, and then now I'm create for the padding is again 20 pixel, and now I'm create for background color is the first time create hash and create for 3498 dB. So now I'm create for its individual color is white. Okay, and now I'm create for text is align for center. Okay, now complete the CSS code, and let's make a element dynamically disappear and reappear with jQuery for hide and show. And now I am the main program created, so witness the magic of jQuery hide and show in action. So now I am create the jQuery hide and show code. So first time create is $, and then create for document. Okay, and then create for ready and function, and then parentheses, then curly braces. And now I'm creating the mastering jQuery hide and show. So let's now first time create the dollar sign and then create for parentheses, single quotations and create for hide button and then create for dot click for function. Okay. And then create parentheses, then curly braces. And now I'm create the again dollar sign and create single quotation for target element is same as its target element. Okay. And now I'm create for height is 1000 for millisecond is 1 second duration. So then semicolon. And now I am again create the dollar sign and create then hash is for show for button. Okay. And then dot click function and then parentheses, then again curly braces. And now I'm create dollar sign and parentheses is hash for target element and then click for show is 1000. Okay. Then semicolon and in this line semicolon and semicolon. So complete the jQuery hide show code. So its target element smoothly disappear with a 1 second duration. So now save this code and in this code save and again. So let me run this code. Okay. As you can see the result is so now create for is 1 second duration. So I'm again refresh. Okay. And clicking for show element bring it back into view. So click show element. It's show. Okay. Then jQuery is hide and show. Simple yet powerful for creating a dynamic web element. So it's perfectly work and okay. Then show, then click hide and then next click for show is back. So and there you have it, the jQuery hide and show with a live HTML and CSS integration. So the ability to dynamically control the visibility of elements opens up existing possibilities in web development. So jQuery hide and show are your tools for creating the interactive and engaging user experience. So thank you for watching and happy coding. Hello everyone, welcome back to today's tutorial. We are delving into the enhancing world of jQuery padding, a magical way to bring elegance and style to our web elements. So join me in this adventure as we integrate jQuery padding with HTML and CSS to create visually stunning effects. So let's explore the art of padding with jQuery. So first time create the basic, we immerse ourselves in jQuery padding. So let's set the stage. Our HTML include for a button to trigger padding effect. So now I am simply created the button. So first time create for button and then closing, and button is id equal for the paid in button. Okay, and then create is for paid in. Okay, and then now I am again create for button and then create for the id is equal for the page out for button. Okay, then I'm create for the page out. Okay, and then I am create for div and then closing, and div id is the fading element. Okay, and then smashes is for I am the fading element. Okay, and then complete the HTML code. So in this code, our HTML include the button to trigger a fading effects, and now create the CSS file, add some vibrant styling. So let's create. So first time create the button and its button. Okay, then curly braces, and now I'm create for margin is first create 0 and 10 pixel, and then create for the padding. Padding is for 10 pixel, and then create for font size is 16 pixel, and then create for the cursor. Okay, cursor is pointer. Okay, then I am create for the hashtag for padding element, padding element, and curly braces, then create for is margin top for 20 pixel, and then create for padding. Padding is 20 pixel, and then create for background color is for hash for E7, and 4C 3C. Okay, and then its color is for white, and then create for the text align. Text align is for center. So save this code. The now it's let's add a touch of magic to our web element with jQuery fading, and now I am create for jQuery fading. So now let's witness the elegance of jQuery fading in action. So clicking fading smoothly brings our target element into view. So now let's create for first time create is $, and create for document, and then create for ready function, and then parentheses, and then curly braces is create for $, and create is parentheses, and hashtag is paid in button. Okay, and then create for dot click method for is function, and then parenthesis, and then again create is curly braces for $, and single quotation for hashtag is for padding is element, and then dot create for pad in, and then is 1000 for 1 second, 1000 million for 1 second, then semicolon, and in this code for semicolon. And now I am create, so in this line just copy, okay, copy and paste. So I'm just change it's fade out, and then for click function and fading element for fade in out, okay, and is 1000 million for 1 second. So complete this code, okay, save this code, else again check, okay, complete. So let me run this code, okay. So as you can see, the result is printed. So in this target element into view with a 1 second duration, so I'm click is it's 1 second duration. So again back. So now click fade out, gracefully fade its way, fade out, okay, then fade in, so it's back. So the jQuery fading, adding style and grace to our web element, okay, completely working, and again fade out and fade in. So this is the fade in and fade out method for jQuery. So in this tutorial, and there you have it, the mastering jQuery fading with a live HTML and CSS integration, the ability to fade elements in and out as a touch of in your web design. So jQuery fading is your tool for creating visually appealing and dynamic user experience. So thank you for watching and happy coding. Hello developers, welcome back to today's tutorial. We embark on an exciting journey into the world of jQuery sliding, a technique that adds fluidity and dynamism to our web elements. So join me as we integrate jQuery sliding with HTML and CSS to create sleek and engaging effects. So let's dive into the art of sliding with jQuery. So first I am setting the stage of HTML. So now I am create. Before we explore the wonders of jQuery sliding, and let's set the stage. Our HTML include for button to trigger sliding effect. So first time create button, and then closing for button ID is equal for, then create is for the slide for down is button, and then create is the slide is down, and then again create for button, and then closing, and button ID is slide for up and button. Okay, and then create for slide up, and now I am create for div. Okay, div class, then closing, its div id is its div id. Okay, and div id is the sliding element, sliding element. Okay, and now I am create the message is I am the sliding element. Okay, then save this code, and in this code to HTML include the button to trigger sliding effects, and the CSS file provides a vibrant user backup. So now I'm create the CSS file. So first time create is for button, and then parenthesis, and now create for margin is margin 0, and then create for is 10 pixel and semicolon, and now I'm create for padding is 10 pixel, and then again create for font size is for 16 pixel, and then create for the cursor is for pointer. Okay, and now I am create the sliding element. So now create sliding for element, and curly braces, then create for the margin top is 20 pixel, and the padding is 20 pixel, and the background color is then brown, and now I am create the color is white. Okay, and now I am create for text is align for center, and last time create the display is none. Okay, then initially hidden to demonstrate sliding in. So save this code, and in this code, so let's add a touch of fluidity to our web element with jQuery sliding, and now I am create the jQuery coding. So now let's witness the magic of jQuery sliding in action. So just first time create the $sign, and create for document, and create for dot ready. It's ready, and then parenthesis for functions, and then again parenthesis, then curly braces. So now I'm create the mastering jQuery sliding. So first time create is hash, and parenthesis single quotations is hashtag for slide for done button. Okay, and then create for dot click function, and then again create for parentheses and then curly braces, and again create for dollar sign and single quotations. Hashtag is sliding element, and dot for slide for down, and is for 1000 millions for 1 second step. So then semicolon, and now in this code copy and just paste. So it's change it for slide up button and this click function, and sliding element for slide is up. It's simple coding. So then semicolon. So save this code, and now let me run this code. Okay. As you can see, the result is printed. So I am just smoothly slide down is click our target element with 1 second duration. It's 1 second duration, and clicking for slide up elegantly hide it way. So it's hide way. So the jQuery sliding bring fluidity and elegance to your web design. So in this tutorial, there you have it, the mastering jQuery, sliding a live HTML and CSS integration, the ability to slide elements in and out adds a layer of the web layout. The jQuery sliding is your tool for creating sleek and dynamic user experience. So thank you for watching and happy coding. Hello developers, welcome back to today's tutorial. We are delving into the art of controlling motion with precision using jQuery stop animations. So join me as we explore how to help and manage animations shamelessly in our web project. So let's master the craft of jQuery stop animations together. So let's get started. And first I am create the HTML. So the jQuery stop animation so states the HTML include the button, and to start and stop the animation. So let's create it. So first time create is button. Okay. And closing for button is ID. ID is for start button. Start button. And then click for the start animation. Okay. And then copy this line and paste. So just is change. So it's stop button and it's for the stop animation. And then last I am create the div. It's div. Then closing for div ID is for animated element. Okay. And then create is for I am the animated its element. Okay. It's capital word. So then complete the HTML code. So now I am create the CSS file provides a vibrant visual backdrop. So let's create the CSS file. So first time create is button and then curly braces, and now create for margin is 0 and 10 pixel, and then create for padding is 10 pixel, and then create for font size is 16 pixel, and then create for cursor is pointer, its cursor is pointer. And now I am create the animated element. So let's create animated element and then curly braces. Just create is margin top 20 pixel, and padding is 20 pixel, then background color is the hash E74 and C3C. So now create is color is white, and then create for text align is center, it's, and last one create the display is none. Okay, it's line the initial hidden to demonstrate animation. So save this code and the complete the CSS backdrop. Now let's add precision to our animation with jQuery stop animations. So now let's witness the mastery of jQuery stop animation in action. So created. So now I am create is basic structure for $sign and create for document and dot ready, then function and parenthesis, then curly braces. And now I'm create the mastering jQuery stop animation. So create is late and then create is animation is interval. Okay, and then semicolon. And now I'm create for the $sign and create is then create for start button and then create for dot click and create for function and again parenthesis and then curly braces. So now I am create for again $sign and create is then animated element and then click for dot fading, carefully creating. So then 1000 and then semicolon. And now I'm create the start animation and store the interval in a variable. So let's create. So now I'm create the animation interval is equal for set is interval, then its function, and then create for parentheses, and then create for curly braces, and create again for dollar sign, and create for single quotation is animated is element. Okay, and now I'm create for dot animate. Okay, and then parentheses, and then curly braces for then create is the left, and clone for single quotation is plus for equal is 50 pixel, and then create for then comma, and it's for 500 and semicolon, and I am again create the 500 and semicolon, and now in this semicolon, and I am also create the stop button. So then create is dollar sign and single quotations for stop button, and for click for function. Okay, and then parentheses and curly braces for then create for stop animation by clearing the interval. So create is the clear interval, and then create for animation interval, and then semicolon, and now I'm create the hide the animated element. So then dollar sign and single quotations for the animated element, and then dot for fade out. Okay, is 500 and then semicolon. So again semicolon, it's semicolon. So complete the jQuery code. So save this code, and in this code for again save this code save. So let me run this code. So as you can see, the result is printed. So now the clicking start animation, initial smooth motion. So initial smooth motion, and stop animation is half it is precision. Okay, then create animation and stop. It stops. So again create for the start animation. Okay, and create for stop animation. So this result is perfectly working. So the JavaScript is the controlling motion with clarity and fineness. So adding a touch of elegance to your web project. Okay. Then in this tutorial, and there you have it, the mastering jQuery stop animation with a live HTML and CSS integration. So to ability to control and stop animations with precision, enhance their user experience. So jQuery stop animations is your ally in bringing sophistication to your web design. So thank you for watching and happy coding. Hello developers, welcome back to today's new tutorial. We are delving into the art of crafting shameless web interactions using jQuery chaining. So join me as we explore the power of chaining methods to streamline our code and create elegant, so fluid user experience. So let's unlock the potential of jQuery chaining together. So first time create the HTML code. So let's create. So first time create is div and closing. Then div ID is for box, and then create for the hover over. It's me. Okay. Then complete the HTML code, and now I'm create the CSS file provides a clean and engaging layout. So let's create for style.css. So I'm already create for body tag, and now I'm create for dot box element. So then now I'm create is padding is 20 pixel, and then create for background color is for blue, and then I am create is for the color is white. Okay, and then create for the text align is center, and then cursor is for pointer. Okay, now complete the CSS code, and now let's add the magic of jQuery chaining to element and create shameless web interactions. So let's create it. So first I'm created the basic structure for jQuery. So document dot ready, and then functions. Okay, and then curly braces. So now I'm creating the shameless web interactions. So first I'm create the dollar sign and create for then single quotations for dot box, and create for dot hover is function, and then parentheses, then curly braces. And now I'm chaining the fade in, animate and CSS method for a fluid interaction. So now create is dollar sign is create this method, and then create for dot fade in. Okay, and then create for 5000 and create 500, and create is for animate. Okay, and then parentheses and then curly braces. So now in this code is width is single quotations for plus equal 50 pixel, and then height is again and 50 pixel. So now I am create for the 50 500 and for dot is CSS class, and it's for background color. And it's for the single quotations is hashtag for E7 4C33. Okay, then semicolon. And now I am create this line for function. Okay, and then parentheses for curly braces, and now creating the reversing the chain on hover out. So now I'm create for $sign, and create is this, and create for dot fade out method, and it's for 500 and dot animate, then parentheses and curly braces. So now I am create for is width is 50 pixel, and its height is the 50 pixel. Okay, and in this line I am create for 500 millisecond, and then create for dot CSS class is for background color, and its color is hashtag for 3498 dB. Okay, then semicolon, and in this code for semicolon. Okay, so save this code, save. So let me run this code. Okay, as you can see the result is printed. So it's now again create is it's click for, so I am check it in this code for again, so save, and in this code I am just change it for, then color is for, then its background color is hash, and then create is 3498 dB. Okay, and I am just it create for display, align center, justify is center, is height is and margin 0, and then is background color is for hash is F0. Okay, so save this code, and I'm again check the jQuery chaining its document, it box for hover, and this fade in animate, and with height 50.css is background color is, So then again functions, this fade out, wait, and okay. So this code is not error. So again save this code and save and again save. So let me run this code. So as you can see, the result is printed. It's over. Okay. This result is working. So in this tutorial, I am created the hover and it's the hovering over the box, initiate a shameless chaining, a padding animate and CSS method for creating fluid interaction for jQuery chaining, systeming our code for a smoother or user experience. So in this tutorial and there you have it, the crafting shameless web interaction with jQuery chaining demonstrated with live HTML and CSS integration for chaining methods in jQuery is like for choreographing a code, so crafting a beautiful and synchronized performance. So jQuery chaining is a tool for crafting shameless and elegant web interactions. So thank you for watching and happy coding. Hello programmer, welcome back to today's tutorial. We are going to diving into the realm of jQuery callback functions, a powerful tool to enhance user interaction and bring a dynamic touch to our web project. So join me in exploring how callback functions can elevate your web design game. So let's embark on this journey of jQuery callback functions together. So first I'm create the HTML file. So let's create. So first I'm create is div and then starting and closing. Then create is div ID is for box and then create for click me. Okay, and this is the HTML include a simple box element and the CSS file provides a clean and engaging layout. So let's create. So first time create the already created the body and now I'm create for box element. So it's box and then curly braces and then create for is padding is 20 pixel and then create for the background color is for hash is 3498 dB and then semicolon and now I'm create for its color is white and now I'm create for text is align for center and then create for is cursor is for pointer. So save this code and this is the CSS file is completed and CSS code is so now I am create. So let's add the magic of jQuery callback functions to elevate our user interaction. So let's create the jQuery callback function. So first time create for is $sign and create for document and create for dot ready and create for is function, and then parentheses and curly braces, and then I create the elevating user interaction. So first time create is dollar and create for single is box, and then create for dot click function, and then create again parentheses and curly braces. So now I am using the fade in, then animate, and finally fade out as callback function. So first time create is fade out. So then dollar sign and create for this is dot for fade out, and then create is 500 is function, then create is curly braces, and then again is function for this method, and then create for dot animate and parentheses, then curly braces, and create for width is single quotations is for plus equal 50 pixel, and now create for height, then clone for plus equal for 50 pixel, and now I am create for 500 and it's for function, and then parentheses, then curly braces, and create for again dollar sign is this method, and dot for fade in, okay, and then 500, then semicolon. So is semicolon. So complete the jQuery callback function code. So save this code. Okay, save and again save. So let me run this code. Okay. As you can see, the result is printed. So just clicking the box, initiate a sequence of fade in, animate, and fade out. So click is then fade in. Okay, completely is animated. So it's continuously large. The area is okay. So this result is printed and perfectly working. So callback functions allow us to create a smooth follow of actions. So enhancing user interactions for jQuery callback functions is transforming user experience with elegance. So in this tutorial, and there you have it, the elevating user interaction with jQuery callback functions and demonstrate with live HTML and CSS integration. So callback functions open up a world of possibilities to create for dynamic and engaging web interactions. So jQuery callback functions are your secret source for beginning to user experience. So thank you for watching and happy coding. Hello developers, welcome back to today's tutorial. We are going deep into the next level of jQuery mastery, getting content and attributes. So you are looking to manipulate content or extract attributes. So join me as we explore the powerful tools. So jQuery provides for this task. So let's enhance our jQuery skills and become masters of content manipulation. So let's get started. So first I created the content of manipulations magic. So let's get this test. So our HTML includes first a container with a heading, a paragraph and an image. So let's create it. So first time created the it's for div, okay, and then closing, and now I'm create for div class. Div id is content container, and then create for the h2 tag, h2, and then closing. So h2 tag for is the content is manipulation, okay, manipulation with for jQuery, okay, and then create for p tag. So create is p and closing, and then p tag for id is equal for is the sample text and then create for the hello, okay, hello jQuery world is jQuery for world, okay, and then I am create for the image tag. So now I am create for image and then closing, and now I'm create for image id is for sample image, and then create for the source for source is equal for folder name is image, and then create for a sample.jpg, and also create for alter, and it's create for the sample image okay, then complete the HTML code. So save this code, and now I am create the CSS file provides a visually appealing layout. So let's create it. So now I'm create first the content container. So create content and container, and then curly braces, and then create for text align is center, okay, and then create for is padding is 40 pixel, and then background color is for hash 3498db, okay, and then semicolon, and now I'm also create for color, and then create for is white, okay, and then now I am create for the sample image. So let's create for sample image, and then curly braces, and now I'm create for is width is 300 pixel, and then its height is auto, okay, and then create for margin top is 20 pixel. Okay, now complete the style.css code. And in this code, so now let's add the power of jQuery to manipulate this content. So let's create the master's jQuery tools for getting and setting content. So let's create it. The jQuery get content and attributes. So first time create the getting content with attribute for jQuery. So first time create the $sign and create for document, and then create for is dot ready method and then function, and then again parentheses, then curly braces. Now I am create the getting text content. So first time create is let and then create for heading text, and then create is equal for $sign and create is the single quotation and hashtag is the content container, and then it's for h2, and then create for dot text method is then parenthesis and semicolon. So now I am create for the console dot log method and then create is single quotations for heading text and clone, and now call for heading text method. So then semicolon. And now I am create for the setting text content. So let's create for $sign and then again create single quotation and hashtag for content container is for h2, and then again create for dot text and create for parentheses, then single quotations is for the mastering jQuery, okay, and then semicolon. And now I am create for the getting attribute. So let and create for image for URL and is equal for $sign and then create for the single quotations and hashtag is for sample image and then create for dot attribute and create for the source and semicolon. And now I am call for the console dot log method and create for the single quotations is the image for URL and then clone, and now call for image URL and last one the semicolon. And I am also create the setting attribute. So again create $sign and then create for single quotations and hashtag is for sample image and then create for dot attribute and is for source is then source is for single quotations is folder name is image and file name is sample dot jpg, and last one then semicolon and semicolon. So complete the jQuery get content and attribute. So save this code and again save this code. Okay, save this code. So let me run this code. So as you can see, the result is printed. So we grab the text of the heading, update it, retrieve the image URL, and even change it dynamically. So jQuery makes content manipulations a breeze, so offering concise and powerful methods. So let's see in these actions. So in this tutorial, and there you have it, the mastering jQuery, getting content and attribute. So demonstrate with the live HTML and CSS integration. So jQuery ability to manipulate content and attributes effortlessly in a game changer in web development. So in this, just a glimpse of the power of jQuery provides. So stay tuned for more advanced jQuery technique. So thank you for watching and happy coding. Hello fellow programmers. Today we are stepping up our jQuery game by mastering the art of setting content and attribute. So we are updating text, changing image, or modifying attribute. So jQuery has it covered. So join me as on this journey of jQuery excellence. So let's get started. So first I am the setting the stage for HTML. So now I am create before we unleash the power of jQuery. So let's set the stage. Our HTML includes a container with a heading, a paragraph, or an image. So let's create it. So first time create is the div and then closing, and now I am create for is div id is the content for container, and then create for is the h2 tag. Okay, and then h2 tag for content is manipulation with jQuery. Okay, and then now I am create for the paragraph tag is p, and then create is for id is the sample text, and then create is for the hello jQuery. Okay, and then now I am create for the image tag, and then closing for image id is for sample image, and then create for the source is for image, and then create for source is image, and it's again create is for the image, and create for the samples.jpg, and now I'm create the alter is for the sample is image. Okay, then complete the HTML file. So it's create for image. Okay, and now I am create the CSS file provides a visually appealing layout. So let's create it the style.css. So now I am create again for the content container and parentheses, then for text align is for center, and then create for the padding is 40 pixel, and now I am create for the background color is hash is 3498 dB, and then create for is color is white, and then I'm create for the hash is sample is image, then curly braces and create is for width is for 400 pixel, and then height is for auto, and then create is for margin top is 20 pixel, and then semicolon. So complete the style.css file, and now I am create the let's to add the magic of jQuery to set and update this content. So now I am create the mastering jQuery tools for setting content. So first I am create the jQuery set content and attributes. So let's create for $sign, and then create is for document, and create is for dot ready, and then again parenthesis is functions, then parenthesis and curly braces, and now I am create the setting text content. So again create is $sign, and then create is parenthesis, for hashtag is for sample text, and then create for is dot text, and then create for in this message is for welcome to the jQuery for magic show. So complete the setting text content, and now I am create the appending content. So let's create first time create $sign, and then single quotation is hashtag is for content container, and then create for dot is append and then create is for single quotations is p less than right then p tag, and then create is for the new content added, add is dynamically okay, and then complete and closing the p tag. And now I am also create the setting HTML content. So last one then semicolon, and I am also create is $sign is again parenthesis single quotation, and hashtag is for the content is container, in this line is copy, and this line is paste for h2 tag, and now I am create for dot html tag, and then create is for single quotations is em, and closing, and it's for the updated, and then closing for em tag, and then create is for heading and last one then semicolon. And now I am also created and setting the attributes. So again create is dollar sign and parentheses single quotations is hashtag is for sample image, and then dot alter dot attribute, and then parentheses for alter, and then create for the single quotation is update image is update for image. So complete this code, and this is the jQuery set content and attribute coding. So let's master jQuery tools for setting content, and we change the paragraph. So I am again review this code. So first time create for $sign document ready functions, and next time create for setting content and attribute to jQuery. So setting that text content for sample text, and again text welcome to the jQuery magic show. And now I am create for appending content is then append. So p tag and closing this p tag, and now also created the setting HTML content. So h2 tag and then create HTML, and em update for em for heading, and last time create the setting attribute. So save this code, and in this code save, and this one is save. So let me run this code. Okay, so as you can see the result is printed. So update the heading and this content. So we change the text of a paragraph, append new content for dynamically, and update the HTML of heading, and even modify the attribute. And jQuery consumes methods like content manipulations embrace. So let's witness the magic in actions. So in this tutorial, I am created the mastering jQuery setting content and attributes. So demonstrate with live HTML and CSS integration. So jQuery attribute to set and update content dynamically adds a new dimensions to web development. So this is just the beginning of the jQuery magic, and stay tuned for more advanced techniques. So thank you for watching and happy coding. Hello developers, welcome back to today's tutorial. We are going to diving deep into the enhancing world of jQuery. So exploring how to dynamically add elements to your web page. So buckle up for a magical journey where you will witness the power of jQuery in action. So let's get started. So first of all, I am created the setting up for the HTML. So now just I am created the HTML is the HTML is the includes a container with a heading and an unordered list. So now let's create it. So first time created is div and then closing, and now I am create for the div ID is for the element, its element container, element container and then create for the h2 tag. Okay, and closing, and the h2 tag is the dynamic element, dynamic elements for addition. Okay, and now I am create for the unordered list, so ul and closing, and now first time create is list, then list is item 1, and in this line I am copy now and paste in this next line, so this is item 2. Okay, complete the HTML format, and now I am create the CSS file, and the CSS file is provide file is a clean and visually appealing layout. So let's get started. So now I'm create for in this HTML element, in this ID is element container, and then create for his this dynamic list. So let's create it. So first of all, I am already created the body tag, and you I'm discussed previous video in this body tag. So now I am create the element container is element container. Okay, and now I'm create then parentheses, and create is for text align is center, and then create for is for padding, padding is for 20 pixel, and then also create the background color is for then hash, and create is EC, and F0 F1. Okay, and then create is the individual color is color for is hash for 344 is 95E. Okay, and now I'm create the dynamic list. So first time create is hashtag, and then create is for the dynamic list. Okay, and then create curly braces, and then create for is list style is for none. Okay, and then create is for padding is 0, padding for 0, and I'm last on create for the again for dynamic list for list for, so first time create hashtag, and then create for is dynamic, and then is for list, and again list. So then curly braces, and create is for margin is margin for 5 pixel and 0. So complete the CSS code, and now I am go the main program, the jQuery add elements. So now let's magic begin as we dynamically add elements with jQuery. So first of all, I am create the jQuery elements. So let's create is $sign, and then create for is document. Okay, and then create for is dot ready, and then again create for function, and then parentheses, and then curly braces. And now I am create for a adding new list item. So let's create is $sign, and then parentheses, single quotations, and hashtag is for the dynamic is list. Okay, and Now I am create for is dot append and is for the single quotations is list. Okay, and then create is for new item. Okay, and now I'm create for the closing list. Then now it's complete new item add, and now I'm create for the adding for multiple items. So first I'm create then where, and create for is new is new item array. Okay, and then create for is equal, then single quotations is new item for is item 3, and again create the single quotations for is item is 4, and then I am create again for single quotations and is item is 5, and last then semicolon. Okay, and now I am create for the dollar sign and create for dot each method. Okay, and I am create for the new item array and create is for dot function. Okay, then function is it's only for is I am new array, so just I'm create is function and then create is parentheses. So first time create is index, and then I am create for is the value, and then create is the curly braces, and now I am create is the dollar sign again, and create for is parentheses for single quotations, and dollar sign is the dynamic list, and then create for dot is append, and create is for again for single quotation is list and closing, and then for plus sign and create for value, and again plus sign and then closing the list item. Okay, and then semicolon. So in this last one then semicolon. So this now I'm check it again. Dollar sign is hashtag for dynamic list, and dot append for list is so index. Okay, it's not dot, it's for comma. So now I am create for the adding a heading dynamically. So let's create for dollar sign, and then create is parentheses, and hashtag is for the element container, then it's create for dot is prepend, and then again for parentheses, then single quotations is then h3 tag, and closing for is add heading, add heading, and then create for the closing h3 tag. Okay, and complete the jQuery code and program. So in this code, we are dynamically add elements to our page. So save this code, and in this code again save. So in this code for save, so let me run this code. So as you can see, the result is printed. So in this result, for whether it's a single list item, multiple items from an array, and or even a heading for query simplifier the process. So let's witness the enhancement in actions. So this is the final result. Okay, so in this tutorial I'm discussed, and there you have it, the jQuery spelling being ability to add elements dynamically, and for demonstrate with live HTML and CSS integration. So this is just the beginning of the jQuery magic, and stay tuned for more captivating tips. So thank you for watching and happy coding. Hello developers, welcome back to today's tutorial. We embark on a mystical journey into the realm of jQuery secrecy. So get ready to witness the power of removing elements dynamically from your web page. So let the enhancement begin. So previous tutorial I am also created the add element for jQuery, and now in this tutorial I am create the jQuery remove elements. So now let's get started. So first I am created the div is div, and then closing, and now I am create for is div id is for element container, and then I am create for the h2 tag, and closing the h2 tag is for the dynamic elements is remove. It's removal. So in this now space, and now I am create the unordered list. So then unordered list inside, and now I'm create for single list item. So its first time create is the item is 1, and then in this line copy and paste for next line. Okay, and just change it. So it's item 2, and last is item is 3. So in this line indicate the additional list items can be added dynamically. So save this code, and now I am create the CSS files and atmosphere and visually pleasing layout. So let's get started. So I am in this body tag also created, so previous video for check it, and now I am create the remove elements. So let's create it. So I'm just created hashtag for element container, okay, and then curly braces, and I am created the text align is center, and then create for is padding is for 20 pixel, and then I am create for is the background color is the hash, and create for is the EC, and F0 F1, and now I am create this color is for again create for hashtag and create for is 344 then 95E. Okay, then save this code. And now I am also create the dynamic list. So again is hashtag for dynamic list and curly braces, and then create for is list style is for none, and then I am create for is padding is 0. And now I am create is then dynamic list item is list. So dynamic list and again for list and then curly braces, and then create for is the margin is 5 pixel and 0. So save this code, and now I am creating in this code for the secrecy and hold as we dynamically remove elements with jQuery. So let's create the jQuery. So in this code, I am firstly create the removing elements with jQuery. So let's create first time create is $sign is basic syntax for the document, and then create for ready method, and then parenthesis for is functions, and again parenthesis, then curly braces. Okay, and now I am create the removing the last list item. So $sign and create for is single quotations, and hashtag is for the dynamic list, and create is for then list, and for colon for is last child. Okay, and then create for the remove method, remove and parenthesis, and then semicolon. And now I am create the removing for specific items by list on text. So then $sign and create is for the parenthesis, single quotations, and hashtag is for dynamic list, and again for list for clone is contains is then I am create for again parenthesis and create is double quotations is for item is 2, and then create is the dot remove method. Okay, remove and then parenthesis and last then semicolon. So in this list for removing the item list, and then it's simple code. So save this code. Okay, and in this code I am just cut. Okay, just I am in this HTML file is run. So let me run this code. Okay, as you can see, the result is for printed is 3 item, then item 1, item 2, and item 3. And now I am remove then item 2 and item 3. So let's create it. So now I am back is this code. So okay, and save this code, and again save this code, and in this code. So let me run this code. Okay, as you can see, the result is so this printed, and it's for the remove elements. So its item 4 is item 2, and then it's $sign and document.ready functions and create for dynamic list, and list for last child is remove. In this line is this remove the last item, and then removing for specific item by text. So in this code for dynamic list is contains is item 2 for remove. So in this code for removing the all items, and so in this tutorial for I am created the jQuery remove elements. Okay, and then removing element from our page. So it is the last item specific item identify by list for all items. jQuery makes it magically simple. Let's witness the secrecy in actions. So in this jQuery, mystical ability to remove elements dynamically showcased with live HTML and CSS integration. So this is just a glimpse into the world of jQuery secrecy. So stay tuned for more enhancing spell. So thank you for watching and happy coding. Hello programmer, welcome back to today's tutorial for getting Cursor's Minds. Today we are delving into the mystical arts of jQuery. So our focus the powerful CSS method, prepare the witness the transformations of styles, and with a mere wave of jQuery. So let's the created the magic, the process of begin the jQuery classes CSS methods. So let's get started. So now I am creating the experiment for jQuery magic, then CSS method. So let's see the stage with a captivating the HTML structure and touch a CSS magic. So let's start it. So now I am creating the HTML tag. For body tag inside is created the div class is first time create is div, and then div id for create is so its id is for the element is container, element for container is element container, and then for the h2 tag is then closing, and now I'm create for is jQuery the magic world, magic for world. Okay, and now I'm create the p tag for p, and then tag is for p tag id, for id is the magic text, magic for text. Okay, and then create for this text is the unveiling the CSS method. Okay, this method. So complete the HTML classes. This body tag inside, and now I am create the most powerful and beautiful then style.css file. So now I am create in these classes. So first I am created the element container for the div id. So let's create, first time create is hashtag and create is for element for container. Okay, element container, then parenthesis and create for is text align is for center, and then create for is the padding is then 20 pixel, and then create is for color is then hash and f. Okay, and now I am create for the background color is for hash, and then create for is 3498db. Okay, then complete the style.css file. So now in this stage is set for our CSS methods to web its spell. So let's create it. So I am first created the jQuery unveiling the CSS method. So let's create. So first time create is $, and then create for basic syntax is document, and then create for dot ready method is for function, and then create is parenthesis and then curly braces. And now I am changing background color is dynamically. So in this code just save, and in this code is save. So let me run this code. Okay, as you can see the result is the background color is first color is green, and then in this color is blue. I am just try change in this color. So now I am in this jQuery.css method. I am changing the background color for dynamically. So let's create is $, and then create for parenthesis for hashtag is then element container is element for container, and dot css method. So now create for single quotations is create for is background color, and then create for is this color is for again for single quotations is hashtag and E74C3C. So and then semicolon. And now I am create the applying for multiple style. So let's create. So I'm just create is $, and create for is single quotation and hashtag is for the magic for text, and then create for dot css method. Okay, and css method is first time create is the font size is font and size, then clone for is 24 pixel, and I'm also create for is color, and color is clone for single quotations is hashtag for is 2 ECC for 7 and 1, and then I am also create for then font weight is font for wait, and then clone for single quotations for bold. Okay, and in this line is semicolon and last on this semicolon. So complete the CSS method. So save this code, and in this code for again save, and this one is save. So let me run this code. Okay, as you can see the result is printed. So I'm just change this color. Okay, so just change. So I'm used for in this color is just change it. Its color is in this color. So save this code and again run this code. So as you can see the result is printed and this color is background color is changed. So with a simple invocations we can dynamically change the style, and this changes the style, and we will first change the background color, then unveil the true power by applying multiple styles to our magical text. So in this tutorial and you will have it the mystical CSS method in actions for transforming styles effortlessly. So this is just the beginning of our journey into jQuery. So stay tuned and may your code be ever magical. So thank you for watching, and until for next time, and happy coding. Hello programmers, welcome back to today's tutorial. We are where the dimensions come to life through the mystical parts of jQuery. So today our focus is on unraveling the magic of size and position with the all-powerful jQuery. So with method, height method, and inner width method and position methods prepare to be mesmerized. So in this tutorial, I am first getting the stage for the HTML. So let's behold our untested playground, a delightful HTML structure and touch of CSS magic have set the stage for our jQuery dimensions to perform their spelling binding act. So let's start it. So first I am created the index.html file. So first time create is div. Okay, and now create for is the div id is for same as element containers, element for container. Okay, and now I am create for the h2 tag. Okay, h2, and then closing. Okay, and now h2 tag is for jQuery is then dimensions is dimension. Okay, and now I am create for the again div for div, and then closing. It's not it's div. So create for div and closing its div id is id for the magic and box. Okay, so complete the HTML file. So save this code, and now I'm create for the style.css. So let's create for style.css. So first time create the div id. So first it's element container. Okay, and now create for curly braces, and create for is text for align is center, and then create for is padding is 20 pixel, and then create for is color is for then hash, and okay, and now create for is the background color. Okay, its background color is for hash is 3498 db. Okay, and now I am create for the again div id for magic box magic. Okay, it's first time create is hashtag and create is for magic box. Okay, and now create is curly braces and create is for width is 150 pixel, and then is height is for again 150 pixel, and now I'm create for is the background color is for hash is 2e double c for 71, and then create for is margin top. Okay, margin top is 20 pixel. So complete the style.css code and save this code. And now I am create the main coding for jQuery for dimensions. So let's create it. So first time create the unveiling the magic of dimensions. So let's create is for $sign and create is for document. Okay, and then create for dot ready and then functions. Okay, and then create for again method, sorry, parenthesis and then curly braces. Okay, and now I'm create the setting and displaying width and height. So let's create. So first time create is var and create for is box width. Okay, and then create for is $sign and create for is single quotations for hashtag is the magic box and then create for is width and then method is then semicolon. So in this line now copy, okay, and then paste. So it's var for height and then $sign for magic box is for dot is height. Okay, and now I am create for the $sign and create for is parenthesis then single quotation is hashtag for element container is element for container and create for is dot is append and it's create for single quotations is for p tag for box width. Okay, box width for then create for plus and for box not height box is width and then again plus sign and create for the closing for px and for close p tag. Okay, and then semicolon. So in this line is copy and paste for next line. So is this append for box for is height Okay, and it's for box height. Okay, and then px for p, then closing p tag, and complete the getting and displaying width and height. So now I am create for the getting and display inner width and inner height. So let's create. So first I am again create for the var, and create for is box for inner width. Okay, and then equal for dollar sign, and then created for single quotations, and hashtag is the magic box, and then create for dot is inner for width, and parenthesis, then semicolon. So in this line I am copy and paste for next line. So I'm just change it is for box inner height. Okay, okay, it's height. Then I'm create for the magic box, and for inner is height. Carefully typing in this code. So now I am create for the dollar sign, and create for the parenthesis is single quotations, and hashtag is for element container is element container, and then create for dot is append, and create for the single quotations is p tag for box inner width, box for inner width, for then plus sign for the its box inner width, and then create for again for plus sign, and create for is single quotations, and px for close for p tag. Okay, and last one then semicolon. So in this code again for copy and paste for next line. So just change it element container append box for inner is height, and it's call for box for inner height, and this image. So now complete the getting and displaying inner width and inner height. So now I am create for the getting and displaying the position. So let's create for first time create is var, and then create for is box for position is position, and then for equal and a dollar sign, then create for is parenthesis for single quotations is for create for is magic box, and then create for is dot for position. Okay, position, and then parenthesis, then semicolon, And now I'm create for is the in this line for copy. Okay, copy and paste for next line. It's for hash element container dot append and create for is single quotations for p tag is for box position and then it for top. Okay, and then clone, and now I am create for the plus sign and create for is box for box position and then create for is box top and create for is plus sign and create for single is px and then create for closing p tag. Okay, and then semicolon. So in this line copy and paste. So it hashtag for element container dot append for p for box position is left and create for is box position for is left is for box position for dot is left and then plus is px for. So now I am last on then semicolon and in this for semicolon. So let's the enhancement for begin the jQuery. So save this code and in this code for save and in this code for save and let me run this code. Okay, so as you can see the result is printed. So this is the jQuery width and height and inner width and position. So this is the methods reveal the magical dimensions of our My Stories box. So as we conclude this journey into jQuery dimensions, so may your code continue to wave its own magical spells. So until our path cross again in the realm of code for web enhancement. So thank you for watching and happy coding. Hello programmers, welcome back to today's new tutorial. I am creating in this tutorial for the web navigators. For today we embark on a journey through the intricate network of elements using the magical powers of jQuery traversing method. So get ready to navigate the web like never before with parent method, children methods and siblings method and more. So now I am create for in this tutorial for the title is a jQuery traversing for navigating the web. So let's create it. So first I am created the index.html file. So let's start it. So first time create is div. Okay, and then closing for div id. Div id is for the container and then create for is for again div. Okay, and then closing for its div for class is for parent class. Okay, and now I'm create for the h2 tag is starting and closing tag. For h2 tag is the parent element. Okay. And now I am create for the another div. Okay. And closing for its div class for child, and then div for p tag is closing for p tag is child element. Okay. And now I'm create for the another div class for closing, and its div for in this div for class is is sibling. Okay. And now I'm create for the p tag for in the sibling class is p tag, and closing for the sibling element is sibling element. Okay. And then complete the in this index.html. So save this code, and now I am creating a web of element intervene the CSS styling to create a visual journey. So let the traversing magic is begin. So now I am create for the first time create is first div id for container, and then parenthesis, and then create for is text align is for center, and then text color is for hash. Okay. And now I am create for the dot parent class is parent class, and then create for dot is child class and create for dot is sibling class, and then curly braces for is this padding is for 20 pixel, and then margin for 10 pixel, and then background color is for hash is 2e double c 471. Okay. It's just change this color. Okay. It's in this color is perfect. Okay. And now I'm create for the individual is parent class is dot parent for then its border parent class border is for 2 pixel for solid is for hash and in this color. So save this code and complete the style.css code. And now I am creating the magical traversing for jQuery. So let's create. So first I'm create the navigating the web with jQuery traversing. So first time create is $sign and create for is document and create for dot ready method, and then again for function, and then parenthesis for curly braces is for the finding and styling the parent element. So let's create is $sign and then create for is the single quotations for dot is child class, and for dot parent and then parentheses for dot css, and then create for single quotations is border, and then create for is single quotations for 2 pixel, and then create for is solid for hashtag is E7 for 4C 3C. Okay, and semicolon. And now I'm create for the finding and styling the children element. So let's create for dollar sign and create for is for dot parent. Okay, and then create for dot children, and then parentheses dot css is css, and for the single quotations for is background color. Okay, and then for hashtag is for F39C12. So then semicolon, it's children, same as in this children. Okay, and now I'm create the finding the styling the siblings. So in this code I'm copy and paste for next line, and I'm just change it's dot child class, and it's for the siblings, it's okay, it's siblings, then parentheses dot css for border, 2 pixel for dash is, and then color is for is hash, and okay, so complete the traversing the jQuery, and save this code, and let me run this code. Okay, okay, as you can see the beautiful output in this coding. So in this coding for the let the jQuery traversing is enhancement begin the parent class, children class, and the siblings methods unveil the connections to in our web and elements. So in this tutorial, as we conclude our journey through the web of elements, may your traversing adventure in the coding realm be filled with discovery. So until our paths cross again, and thank you for watching, and happy coding and happy traversing. So, hello everyone, welcome back to today's tutorial. We are greeting fellow coders. Today we embark on a journey through the vast kingdom of elements, so unveiling the secrets of their ancestry. So join me as I explore the jQuery ancestors methods, so revealing the lineage of our HTML elements. So let's create it, the preparing the element kingdom for HTML. So this title is jQuery ancestor for element kingdom, and now I'm create the main code for body tag inside. So first time create is div and closing div, and now create for the div class is for then grandparent, grand and parent. Okay, and then create for the h2 tag and closing for the grandparent. grand its parent. Okay, and now I am create for the another div class is then closing, and then in this div class for is parent. Okay, and now I am create for the h3 tag for h3, and then tag is for parent. Okay, and now I am create for the another div class is div starting and closing. Then in this div for class is child, and then for p tag for starting and closing tag for child. Okay, then complete the index.html file. So now I am create. So it the behold the element kingdom adorned with HTML and styled by the CSS. So our grandparent and parent and child elements are ready to reveal the ancestors connection. So let's create it. Then I am simply created the style.js file. So first time create is grandparent, and create for dot parent, and again create for dot child class, and then create parentheses, and its for padding is 20 pixel, and then margin is 10 pixel. Okay, and then create for is background color is for, then in this background color for hash, and for 2e double c and 71, and now I am create for the border is 2 pixel for solid and hash for. Okay, and now I am create for the text align is center, and now last one create is the color is, so in this color for. Okay, and complete the CSS style. So now I am creating the unbelieving ancestors secrets for jQuery ancestors method. So let's create it the unbelieving ancestral secrets with jQuery ancestors. So simply created the dollar sign and create for the document, and then create for ready. Okay, ready, and for is function. Okay, then parenthesis and then curly braces. So now I'm create the styling the grandparent. So let's create it. First of all, I'm create is dollar sign and create for parenthesis single quotation for is child, and then create for dot parents, and then again created for the grandparent and created .css file, and then create for single quotations is for background for color, and this color is for again for single quotations and is hash for e, and 7 for C3C. So then last semicolon, and now I'm creating the styling all ancestors. So let's create a dollar sign and create for single quotation for child class, and then create for dot parents, and then create for parentheses and dot again for css, and it's for the border is the single quotations for 2 pixel is dashed for hash is okay. Okay, and then semicolon, and in this code last one is semicolon. So save this code. So in this jQuery ancestor script is our key to unlocking ancestral secret. So save this code, and in this code again save, and this code is saved. So let me run this code. So as you can see, the result is printed is the perfect and beautiful style border and ancestors. So watch as you style the grandparent and all ancestors of the child elements. So in this tutorial, as we conclude our journey through the element kingdom, and remember that every element has a lineage waiting to be discovered. So may your coding adventure be filled with exploration and enlightenment. So until you meet again, so thank you for watching and happy coding.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to today's another tutorial. So today explore the delegated events in jQuery. It's a powerful technique especially useful when you are dealing with dynamically added elements. Okay. So now today use for the event delegation with clear example and the output. Okay. So now let's get started. And first using here the basic delegated click event. Okay. So you can see today, first of all here, use the unordered list. Okay. And in this inside, including for the ID name is the item list. So this is the item list. Okay. And this inside is open for the list tag, and to including this is the item list 1. And here including the list, this is a item of 2. Okay. And now also using the button tag, and first including the button ID name is a add item. Okay. And this inside also tag, this is a add item. Okay. Here is a correct. And now just open for the script tag, so you can see the jQuery is working. So first using this script, and in this inside, first apply here, you can see using the dollar sign, then parentheses and double quotations, including hashtag, let's call the item list dot hyper is a on method, and also just hyper in this inside is a click. Then type here the list, and including in this function, and also using this curly brackets. So now using this alert message, so just type for you click. So you clicked, and then concatenation dollar sign, including this like dot in the text. Okay. So here is the correctly okay. And then just go in the next step, and here you can use the dollar sign, then parentheses, and in this inside type the add item. So add item dot typer is a click method, and this inside also including the function Then using this curly brackets, so now also use this dollar sign, then double quotations, and then hashtag, and in this inside including like item list. Okay, so item list dot append. So this is it, append. And here in this inside including this double quotations, first including the list starting and the closing this list, and in this inside is type. Here it's called the new item. Okay, so now here you can see today example is almost complete, and then add the slash semicolon. So here you can see in this example, just attach a click event to the parent unordered list and the delegate it to its list children. When here in this the new list item are added dynamically, they still respond to the event thanks to the delegations. Okay. So now saving this code and click on this run icon, and let's see here. Now let's see here the output. So you can see here is a printed available the two items. So when click the add item, here is add another new item. So you can see here is not is working because here is maybe correct the simple mistakes. So now again recheck in this program. Okay. So today is remove this, and now just again check this code, and now is run is correctly. So as you can see here, you can see I'm creating for this script tag for this body tag outside, but it's not working. So first just copy this code and just go in here and paste here. Okay, so now just again check this code. So just click on this run icon and just also click on, and here is not working. So now just again check this code, and now it's. So now just again save this code and click on this run icon, and here just click on this add item, and now it's correctly working, and here to properly add another new item, and you can see here the pop-up for alert message. So you click the new item. Okay, so now just again recheck, so just click on again, and here you can see when click and now save this message. Okay, so I hope you clear understanding in the simple output. Okay, and you can try here just another different example for delegating like this focus event. Okay, so you can see here student, first of all remove this unordered list, and here is open the div tag. Just waiting for here. You can see, okay. So now is open the simple div tag, and first including the div ID name is a from container. So from it's a container, and this inside is type the input tag, the first one text, and here is a now use for the placeholder. So the placeholder just type here. Okay, so the type here, and also using in this change the ID name like this add input, and here is change this item, and now including this is the add input. Okay, and now just going for here in this script tag inside, and first of all change this item name. Item name is called the from like container, and using on like this, not remove this, click, and here is type the focus, and here using the input field, then function, and here not using this alert message. So here using is correctly. So first of all type this dollar sign in this inside including this dot like CSS, and this inside first of all type here you can see the background. So you can see this is a background, ZROUND, this background color. Set background color. You can see the background color using the light yellow. Okay, the light, you can see the yellow. Okay, so apply this light yellow color. Then also going here is add this input. So just type add input. Then using this clickable function. And here change this item list, and here is including, this is a from container. Okay, it's called the from container and the append, and you can see this inside. First of all, remove this. Today we are using the single quotations. This inside is type for this is input field starting, and in this inside, first of all, you can see add this type. So sorry, type. This type is equal to this type is a text. Okay, and also type, you can see this is a placeholder, and just type for it's a new import. Okay, so this is a new input. Okay, so now you can see here this example is delegated event also work for from events like focus. When an input inside for this from container is focused event on new ones. Okay, and just highlight it with a background color. So now it's verifying this output. So first of all, set this code and click on here, and just you can see, just click on, and here you can see using the light blue color. Okay, so here is using the another new one. So now again replace, and now just type for, here you can see the hello and add input. So now here another new input. So this is the hello. Well, so here is correct this, and now here is also is printed is a another is a new input. Okay, so here is completely done in the student's tutorial, and today perfectly working for the jQuery delegated events. Okay, so I hope you correctly understanding in the student's tutorial. So thank you for watching and happy